From the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan, this is Inside the Cave on 96.5 FM and 965thecave.com. Sports talk radio with a local angle, where we give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports, interview area coaches and players, and get you ready to start your day.
Good morning.
Now grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass, because it's time to go Inside the Cave.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome inside the cave. Jeff Bowman, along with Chuck Moran here this morning.
Good morning.
Trying to get my headphones weren't working right this morning. There we go. So you had to run around this morning, you said. Interesting, huh?
Yeah. Had to get my sweet tea. Had to get something in. It's too early, you know.
I know. Actually, I was the same way. I made some iced coffee last night and then just put it in the fridge.
You came prepared. Yeah.
Well, because I actually ran out of tea at the house. And so I'm like,
there you
oh,
go.
Man. So I'm getting around last night, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just make some. Instead of getting around early and making iced coffee, I'll just make some tonight, put it in the
There you
fridge,
go.
throw some ice in it, and I'll be good to go. So I actually planned ahead.
Yeah.
That's what happens
Prepared.
when you get older. You start planning ahead. But we've got a jam-packed show this morning. So
Lot of
many
stuff.
things going on. A lot of stuff happening in the MHSAA, the college level. We also have got some stuff going on with the NBA in the bubble. They had the lottery last night,
Yep.
and so there's NHL and their little bubble. Tigers still on the
Struggling.
schneid. Yes, not real good right now. They're needing some things. And this is recently this is what's been going on.
You suck!
Have not been good. So
No, it's been bad.
it has. But we're going to start right now with
Now for an Inside the Cave sports update.
like that. We're on it this morning early. So Lenawee County schools are in Region 7 of the state. And the MHSA has given the green light to just 2 of the state's regions in 6 and 8. That's in the UP and Northern Tip of the Lower Peninsula. MHSA Executive Director Mark Ewell said more answers are needed before other regions will get the go-ahead order. So bottom line is most of the schools in the state are not yet allowed to take part in volleyball, soccer, and swim. Schools like those in Lenawee County must now wait to hear more from Governor Whitner on when it's okay to proceed with high school athletics in regions other than 6 and 8 up north. So that's an interesting thing. It's if you're going to start, I think.
Yeah.
You know, why are you letting – I mean, yes, they're moving a little further up there, I guess, as far
Right.
as away from things. But to just say, now you guys can, you guys can't yet.
Right. It seems a little strange, but I think the UP probably has obviously a little less population, so they're probably like a little safer up there. But I think the covering just Section 6, which is that upper tip of the lower peninsula, that's a interesting choice to let them participate, not the rest of the state. So.
Well, and I guess it's kind of like around here where, football in Ohio, in Indiana, when we're down this close to the border, kind of guess up there, if you're at a county line going, wait a minute, those guys right across the street from us
Right.
can do this and we can't.
And we can't, yeah.
That's just the crazy part about it all. And
Yeah.
I did actually hear some people up in the UP saying, they have separate sports seasons for some of their, the golf and things like
Right.
that, and because they can't play it in certain times, and they were up there going, "Why? You should just let us play football now too."
Yeah, if you're going to let them do the other ones,
With football, especially if you're going to do a spring football and you got 4 foot of snow like they had in
Oh, yeah.
areas last year,
yeah.
how are you going to play in the spring on that? So
I think
we'll
it's funny
see.
the swimming that's not allowed when you're not 6 feet when you're 6 feet apart when you're racing. So I don't know. That one's I thought was funny just because I think it's people making choices that they might not know the full sport completely, and they're just like, oh, swimming can't.
Well, I
Go
think it's just because they haven't opened the buildings up yet.
and oh,
Yeah. Oh no, I agree. Yeah. Well, as you being a swimmer, I know on that end of
Yeah.
it too. But it is weird.
Yeah,
that
definitely
they
weird.
don't allow that yet. At least Adrian is in a good spot to have Bone Pool.
Still got some
to be able
still
to,
able to practice
Yeah.
down there, and I know Tecumseh women's team has been practicing there too. So
Yeah, I know that's there's a lot of schools though in areas that do not have an outdoor pool
yeah,
to
don't
be
have
able
that
to do
opportunity.
some of that stuff, to be able to practice. And I mean, it's like volleyball practicing outside as well. That's interesting for them.
Yep.
Playing out on the grass and
Yeah,
stuff.
on the
But
sand courts.
I did watch a little high school football last night. I was flicking around last night, couldn't sleep, and I was just scrolling through channels, and I don't even know what the heck channel it was. But there was a Utah high school football
Really?
that I was watching last night. It was actually a pretty good game.
Yeah,
too.
was it
These
a good
guys
one?
These guys were actually very good. I
Has
wasn't
to be, right?
sure.
To be televised, right?
Yeah, I guess. So we'll see. Again, stuff going on with this. Adrian Maples volleyball coach Kerry Davis says the uncertainty of the season been a challenge to deal with. Over at Onset, Rhonda Hubbard says, will the girls play inside, outside, with or without spectators? Holding the games on Friday nights normally reserved for high school football. It doesn't matter. She's hoping to go ahead to get the season started. So that's a tough thing right there. It's just trying to get it all figured out. Again, there's just so many unknowns.
Yeah.
And that's the constant thing right now, I guess, is it's
Need more answers.
yeah. And it's constantly changing, so you don't know what the answers. I mean, I had a conversation with John Johnson from the MHSAA the other day. He's one of their communications directors, and just, said, hey, we're doing different things up here too, but it's changing constantly. And the one thing too is we're just trying to get answers, from the governor, from their side. They're going, okay, this is what we want to do, this is what we can do, this is how we're trying to do it, but you still have to, get what's going on from the governor and from, the powers that be in Lansing before you can actually still do what you're hoping to do. So you can only do so much, and you can present issues or present plans, but unless Lansing says you can do it, you still can't. And I guess that's where this part of the state and that part of the state is like that. So we'll get into that a little further too. The Tigers have been giving up too many homers during their 9-game losing streak. The win by Chicago completed a 4-game sweep of the Tigers. First time that's happened in 15 years. Spencer Turnbull tagged with the losses. He walked 3 batters in a disastrous 37-pitch first inning. And then, on the other side, Lucas Giolito matched his career high 13 strikeouts.
Yep.
Hot hitting Tim Anderson had his 4th home run of the series. Have you watched much of this Tiger series at all? This Tim Anderson is,
He's good.
gosh.
He might be one of the most underrated players in the league right now, I think.
I agree. I never paid much attention to this guy until this, last
he's
2
good.
series they played. I mean, he's hitting the ball. He's playing good infield.
Yep.
So I was looking at him. He was
He's a good player.
he was just I think he was like Alabama or something, and then went to some JUCO and really didn't get many offers. Played a second-year JUCO and was like one of the best players in the country. I think he had an offer for like TCU, quite a few.
Yeah.
And decided to take the money and go to the White Sox.
Yeah.
And holy
Back in
cow.
2013.
He's good.
Yeah, he's a good player. I think he's just getting better. I think he's just not even at his full peak yet. He's
agree.
Just getting every day. So.
But again, Tigers just need to get things done. Again, on the mound, having some struggles. Turnbull again 2-2 now, 2-inning pitch, 2 hits, 3 earned, walked 4. And then Alexander came in. He didn't fare as well either. Gave up 5 hits, a couple runs himself. Funkhauser didn't give up any. And then Jimenez comes in and pitched a third of an inning, gave up 3 hits, 4 earned.
They're just teeing off on him.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
Not good at all. You got to be better than that. And I don't know what it is. I actually, if I can find this stat I found the other day here. Here we go. So this was yesterday maybe or the day before. Here's Miguel. Was C.J. Crone
we're like
9-5 with
Yep.
C.J. Crone, 0-7 without.
Yeah. I didn't think one player could make that much of an impact, but
The crazy thing is, when you look at what he's done not being there, they had to shift the lineup so much.
yeah, so much.
And then all of a sudden, you've got guys hitting. I mean, Candelario didn't even have a hit for the first 4, 5, 6 games.
Yeah.
I mean, he was leading off the other night just to try to get
Just
something.
to try to get a good pitch. And
Yeah, so they're really changing things up and trying to figure out what the heck they can or can't do.
Yeah.
So we shall see. Maben left the game again with a tight right hamstring. Buck Farmer reinstated from the injured list. They got rid of the other Fulmer. He was designated for assignment. He hasn't done very well at all. And now Tigers got to come back. Michael Fulmer, that is, starts the first game tonight against Cleveland. So they go from losing the series to Cleveland,
Yep.
losing the series to the White Sox, and then they got to go back and play Cleveland again, who they haven't beaten 20 games.
Yeah. They have our number.
I'm hoping, so much hoping, that when I come back on Monday with Roberts,
Some good news.
that we're talking about them actually breaking that streak, because they've had enough of Cleveland.
Yeah.
With no Big Ten football this fall, Michigan cornerback Ambry Thomas announced Thursday night he will forego his remaining eligibility and declare for the 2021 draft. This is just over a week after the Big Ten postponed all sports. Thomas started all 13 games for the Wolverines in 2019 and was projected to be their top corner this coming season. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that college football stuff coming up, and some of these players and guys going to the draft. And
Yep.
it'll be interesting to see if more do not decide to stay and stick around. Tom Brenneman will not be calling NFL games on Fox after using an anti-gay slur during a Cincinnati Reds broadcast on Wednesday. Fox issued a statement Thursday saying, "We're moving forward with our NFL schedule, which will not include him." Fox also said Brenneman's remarks were abhorrent, unacceptable, and not represented the value of Fox Sports. He'd been a part of Fox NFL announcer lineup since they started televising the league in 1994. He's also called Major League games for the network from 1996 to 2014. The Reds announced late Wednesday that the 56-year-old broadcaster was suspended. The team also issued an apology for the horrific homophobic remark. Yeah, that was interesting. He said something coming out of a break in the first game of a doubleheader.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I
So
didn't see it.
then in the second game, all of a sudden, he's issuing an apology and then turned the mic over to somebody else, and he was gone.
he was gone?
Yeah, they were like, "You get out of here now."
Wow.
Yeah, it was immediate suspension, and they were
Wow.
like, and that was during the Reds game, so it was not good.
No, that's bad.
Not good at all. The Timberwolves have won the NBA draft lottery. The first pick in October 16th draft. They were 19-45 this season, marking the 14th time in 15 years they failed to make the playoffs and finished with a losing record. The Warriors hold the number 2 pick. Hornets got number 3, and the Bulls will choose 4th. Charlotte and Chicago both buck some odds to move up into the upper echelon, of course. The lottery was conducted virtually because of the pandemic, with the NBA officials doing the actual draw in Secaucus, New Jersey, and the Pistons are picking 7th. So they moved down 2 spots. They had the 5th worst record and moved to 7th.
Figures.
Yeah,
Detroit luck.
Oh, of course. Then the Warriors.
The Warriors have.
We have a bad year because everybody's hurt.
They tank 1 year and end up with the second pick.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like,
They have
yeah.
one of the best lineups in the entire league,
Right.
and now they're gonna pick up the number 2 prospect in the entire draft. So, I mean, I guess good for Golden State.
Yeah,
But-
they lose KD.
Yep.
And basically, that was who they've lost in their lineup. And now they got somebody they can bring in a number 2 pick. I mean, that they can slide. And how would you not want to be
I know. If you're
one
a
of the top
prospect,
picks?
you're like,
I can go play with these guys?
yeah. I mean, the Timberwolves, I feel like the past 5 years have had the number 1. It seems like they're always 1 or 2. And they have a ton of talent on that team. But, yeah, Golden State is just, if you're the second pick, you're like, great.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're there. You're not upset that they're going to pick you. That's
Oh,
for sure.
not at all. Not at all. And you wonder, as you're sitting there, you've got to figure out, who's going to be in that spot. And they're sitting pretty right now because you've got a great lineup.
Oh yeah.
And
if they're all come back healthy next year, I mean, they're easily looking to make another run.
yeah, and I'm looking right now like CBS Sports projecting LaMelo to be that number 2 pick now.
Yeah, I've heard Melo Ball could go 1 or 2. I mean, I think that James Wiseman out of Memphis, 7'1". I know they don't really need a center, but at the same time, I mean, he doesn't play much like a center.
No.
He plays like a guard.
Right.
So he got that length kind of like KD and potentially could fill that void. So
Yeah. Anthony Edwards, everybody's projecting him to be right up there as well from Georgia.
yeah.
6'5", 225. Nice tight end size.
Yeah.
But he's could be a lockdown defender as well. But shooting guard, they definitely could fit well in Minnesota. But yeah, I like your thoughts on a big guy in there too, for Golden State.
The Pistons need a shooter. Yeah, I think that's what they just need a good point guard. So
I'm looking at this, and there you got it. It's a French guy.
that I mean, it's accurate.
I not to say anything
Is that
about
what
any
they need?
European, but
No, it's not what they need. But
come on, we don't need that again. Take some potential.
yeah,
That's the thing they keep talking about. You're always bringing in some guy that, he's got great upside.
Right.
Well, let's have somebody that actually has that upside now.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I think a big part of the drafting of a good prospect is, when the Pelicans take Zion, everyone knows a Zion, and
Right.
he's bringing also a face to the kind of the name of the program. Right now, we have Blake, and he has no support. So I think you got to get someone that also is just going to bring name to and a face to the program. So I don't know if.
So they're projecting CBS saying Killian Hayes said of an eye on its future at point guard with Derrick Rose aging, making Killian Hayes a wise investment. He just turned 19.
Wow.
Is already an accomplished international star, having won MVP honors at the FIBA Europe U16s 3 years ago, and working his way into a top 10 caliber prospect in years since because of the blend of playmaking and vision he possesses. So
we'll see.
we shall see. I'm just looking at guys behind him possibly because, in case they got somebody else in mind back there, but there's really not Halliburton from Iowa State, Obi Toppin from Dayton. That guy was a stud last year.
Yeah, he was.
But more power forward. I don't know if they need that right now. They do need. There's another point guard from Alabama. I don't know. That guy from Southern Cal they have dropping all the way down to like pick 11 now. That was a guy that they had talked about for Pistons at one moment too. But I don't know. There's it'll be interesting to see. Again, it's just Detroit luck.
Yes.
Falling
At its finest.
down to the 7th spot, losing places. It seems like no matter what sport it is, that always happens to anything going on with Detroit sports. It just I'm getting tired of it.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
It is. It is. Stanley Cup playoffs. Islanders played their style for 60 minutes, advanced to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, beating Washington Caps 4-0 in Game 5. The Isles were 1 for 19 on the power play in the series until Anthony Beauvillier scored with a man advantage midway through the first. Beauvillier also tallied us in the second. So Varlamov stopped 21 shots for his third career playoff shutout. He allowed his 8 goals in the series. So beat the Caps 4-0 in Game 5. So anyway, we got a lot of other stuff to talk about. We got a few more things to look at in our headlines, but we got a lot more to talk about too. We'll be back with more Inside the Cave. Jeff Bowman, Chuck Moran, right here on 96.5 The Cave.
Let's talk sports. 96.5 The Cave.
Hi, this is Dennis from Abbey Carpet and Floor, and it's easier than ever to tap into the convenience of smart home technology during the Hunter Douglas Smart Shade Savings Event that's going on now through September 7th. Enjoy valuable rebates starting at $150 on qualifying purchases of Hunter Douglas motorized shades like insulating duet honeycomb shades or dramatic pirouette window shades or the revolutionary Sonnet cellular roller shades, all equipped with the advanced wireless technology of PowerView motorization. Using this smart technology, the associated smart hub, and the mobile devices you use every day, you can easily program your motorized shades to move automatically to the scenes and schedules you set. Plus, PowerView integrates easily with some of the most popular home automation systems, intelligent shades, and smart savings. Connect with rebates now through September 7th. Limitations and restrictions apply, so ask us for details. Abbey Carpet and Floor, America's choice in floor fashion since 1958.
I have a theory why people love Culver's chicken tenders. And it's not just because they go great with an ice-cold Pepsi. First, it's the quality of our chicken. These are thicker, bursting with more flavor, whole white meat chicken tenders. The difference is, Culver's chicken is raised with the best feed in a comfortable environment. Next, you can have them any way you want. Try original or go buffalo, then get the dipping with your favorite sauces.
It's not theory, it's fact. Culver's Original and Buffalo Chicken Tenders are perfect with a Pepsi. Welcome to Delicious.
Even though school buildings are closed statewide for the remainder of the school year, the Lenawee Intermediate School District has been hard at work developing and implementing a continuity of learning plan for our students. This is a unique challenge, and LISD instructors and support staff have worked diligently to provide a variety of distance learning options that best suit the needs of each student. The LISD appreciates your patience and understanding as we learn together how best to serve Lenawee students during this unprecedented time. To view our learning plan and the latest COVID-19 updates, visit lisd.us/COVID19.
I'm Stan the Man I Am, and I have to say it feels quite warm outside today. But summer thunderstorms are now the norm, and older roofs can spring leaks. Pesky roof leaks can creep and seep and make your walls and ceilings weep. Flat roofs are steep. The cats in the blue hats at Diversified Roofing can fix that straight away. Call 1-800-668-1928 today, and we'll make those leaks all go away. With Diversified's fair rates, rebates, and financing that's great, that's 1-800-668-1928. You won't get taken for a ride when you call Diversified. We're Master Elite certified and GAF roofing that's tried and true. We're state licensed and fully insured too. Your roof's installed professionally with honesty and pride when you call Diversified at 1-800-668-1928. Here's our website too for you. For Stan the Man and the cats in the blue hats, that's DiversifiedRoofingLLC.com. Again, that's DiversifiedRoofingLLC.com.
We invite you to explore the exceptional learning experience available for all K-12 students at Tecumseh Virtual Academy. The TVA's online learning platforms provide students with the flexibility to learn at their own level, anywhere, anytime, and be aligned with state requirements. With equipment and our experienced support staff provided and an 8-year track record of success, we invite you to contact Tecumseh Virtual Academy to explore your students' options. Go to TVA Tecumseh online or find our link on WLEN.com.
It's another work day. Did you dread going to work today? Well, work doesn't have to feel like that every week. JTech invites you to apply for production operators now, including a signing bonus, $13.50 starting pay with a raise after 30 days, and career advancement opportunities, attendance and quota incentives, overtime opportunities, 14 paid holidays, plus paid vacation time, health benefits, and a 401k and more. Feel appreciated at work. Go to jtechllc.com to apply. jtechllc.com and get more from your job.
What are you noticing when you look around your home? Hi, this is Sherry Hall with Carpet on Wheels. By using our design center, we will assist you in making simple changes that will breathe new life into your surroundings. Sometimes just adding different accent colors or textures will do it. At Carpet on Wheels, you'll find both area rugs and blinds that can achieve your goals. So stop in to see us in downtown Tecumseh. For the quality you need and the service you deserve, only at Carpet on Wheels.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players. And get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go Inside the Cave Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
And welcome back inside the cave. Jeff Bowman, Chuck Moran, dropping the beats this morning. Yeah, Ian changed this up a few weeks ago, put a little more upbeat music in here for us.
Yeah.
Wake you up.
Oh, yeah. Keeps you alert.
That's right. Because this is what we're doing.
We're breaking it down and waking you up.
There you go. That's right. A few more things in the sports update. New York Mets, the latest major league team to see their schedule altered because of coronavirus. MLB says 2 members of the Mets have tested positive. That forced the postponement of their games Thursday, Miami, and Friday against the Yankees. Major League Baseball says the postponements are out of an abundance of caution and to allow for additional testing and contract tracing to be conducted. Marlins shortstop Miguel Rojas become the first player sidelined by the team's coronavirus outbreak to return. Rojas last played on July 26 when the virus spread so widely that their season was suspended for 8 days. We'll see. Yankees play Zach Britton on 10-day injured list. Pirates president Travis Williams tested positive for COVID-19. Says he's on the road to recovery. Says no other positive tests within the organization. Little NFL notes. Cleveland Browns cornerback Kevin Johnson remains hospitalized with a lacerated liver. A serious injury sustained in practice when rookie tight end Harrison Bryant landed on him during a routine play. Johnson was signed in the offseason by Cleveland and expected to be the team's starting nickelback. He was admitted to University Hospitals on Wednesday. The team said 28-year-old is resting comfortably and expected to remain in the hospital at least another 24 hours for observation. Liver lacerations can range in severity from mild to very severe to fatal. Oh, that sounds...
It's a wide range.
Isn't it, though? It can be mild to death.
Yeah.
Anywhere in between. So hopefully it's more to the mild side. Injuries continue to mount for the Super Bowl champ Chiefs. Wide receiver Tyreek Hill left midway through practice Thursday with a hamstring. Severity of injury was not immediately known. Kansas City was already missing wide receiver Sammy Watkins, left tackle Eric Fisher, defensive end Frank Clark, defensive tackle Chris Jones, cornerback Lavert Hill, and tight ends Ricky Seals-Jones and Deion Yelder. Yowza.
Those are some big names.
I know it. There's some guys that have been hurt already early and that might be out for the year and stuff. So this is an interesting year.
Yeah, for sure.
The Bills are calling their home field Bills Stadium after they were unable to find a new naming rights partner before the start of the season. The Buffalo-based New Era company backed out of its naming rights agreement last month at a time Global Sports headwear and clothing apparel company was laying off more than 100 employees as a result of the coronavirus pandemic. So I guess good for them. I mean, if you're New Era, you're going, you know what, I got 100 guys at least I got to lay off. I'm going to pull back out of the naming rights to this local company, stadium, because you're going to have all those people going, oh, so you're spending how much?
For the stadium, but you don't want to keep us.
Yeah, have your name on this, but I can't work because of it. So good for them.
I think it's a good move, yeah.
PGA Harris English shares lead with Kevin Streelman, Cameron Davis of Australia, and Russell Henley through one round of the PGA's Northern Trust Open near Boston. English birdied 4 straight holes in a back nine before signing off for 7 under 64, ranked 27th in the FedEx Cup. Among those at 65 were Louis Oosthuizen, Charlie Hoffman, and Scott Piercy. Tiger Woods opened with a 68 that featured 5 birdies over his last 10 holes. Don't call it a comeback.
Man.
Holy cow.
When Tiger's good, it's just good for golf.
It is. I agree. American Amy Olsen mastered brutal conditions at Royal Troon to shoot 4 under 67 to lead the Women's British Open by 3 strokes after the first round. It is the first women's major of a pandemic-affected golfing year. Sophia Popov of Germany and Marina Alex of the U.S. share second following 70s. They're the only other players to shoot under par in extremely windy conditions in eastern Scotland. So you mentioned Tiger. My son and I were golfing in our golf league the other night, and he goes, Dad, we were talking work the other day. He said, if you could golf with 2 people, who would you golf with?
I'd probably say with the two Michaels, I'd probably go with Phelps and Jordan, just because I know they both do golf.
Okay.
And I think they just be pretty entertaining conversation.
Well, let's stick to golfers themselves.
Okay, golfers
though.
themselves. Then I gotta go with. I would have just joined the duo of Tiger and Phil. I want to see the interaction in person. I mean, we've seen it on TV enough, but I think they're probably. I think they're both funny guys, and especially when they're together. So I think that'd be fun to play with Woods and Mickelson.
That's kind of where I thought too, but Kenny said one name and threw it out there that would be fun as well is throw John Daly in the mix.
Okay, yeah, that'd be a good one too.
That'd be a fun round to play with
Absolutely,
Daly,
yeah.
especially. I mean, just he would not care in the world about anything that was going on. So it could be kind of fun playing with him. Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford ranks 4th on CBS list of NFL Comeback Player of the Year candidates. Stafford ranks behind fellow quarterbacks Alex Smith. Yeah, I could see that one. Mm-hmm. Roethlisberger and Cam Newton in CBS Sports rankings. So,
yeah, I think Alex Smith might be
if he
the
can
clear
make the
front
roster,
runner. Yeah,
I tell you what, that guy. You don't
break both bones in your lower leg and come back and just.
And the video they showed of him at his house getting sprayed by the champagne when they got the news. The dude was limping and had something on his leg, could barely walk. And I'm thinking,
yeah. I'm like, what?
You're still, he looked better when he was on the field doing stuff than that. But holy cow! So here we go. What do we got? 31. Let's do some picks. Let's make fun of Ian and John Kane from yesterday a little bit, and then we're going to talk some more college after this. We got about 5 minutes here, but Ian and Roberts on Wednesday did their picks. What was going on between the NBA and NHL in the playoffs, and so Ian was kind of bragging a little bit about some of his picks. And how he did, and then he looked back though. He was laughing because he was talking about how the Bruins were the best team still playing in the NHL, and then he picked against him. So he's like, I don't know how I did that. So him and John Kane yesterday, one of the elder statesmen in the building, were talking about trying to come up with their picks as well in the playoffs last night. So they went with NBA. So we had the Pacers and the Heat last night, and Ian picked Indy by 3.
Ooh.
And John Kane selected Miami by 4. And Miami wins 109-100. So give one to John Kane there.
Yep.
And then the other game, Ian predicted the Rockets over the Thunder by 10.
Okay.
And John Kane predicted by 7. And Houston won by 13. So they were both pretty close on that one.
They got the winning team, so.
Yes. Milwaukee and the Magic. That series is now 1-1 because Milwaukee won 111-96, which was a 15-point deficit. Ian predicted Milwaukee by 15.
Dead on.
John Kane said by 20. Still pretty doggone close.
Yeah.
So John Kane's on a roll right now.
Yeah, he is.
Then the Lakers.
The Lake Show.
1-1 now as they knocked off the Trailblazers. Beat the heck out of them last night. 111-88. Anthony Davis, 31 points, 11 rebounds. I think he had 21 at half.
Yeah.
I turned it on right before half last night, and Anthony Davis was good.
That's the Anthony Davis they need if they're going to make it all the way.
Dame had 18 points and 3, and the loss was Dame hurt his finger. I think I was reading this morning as well. But, that game there, Ian predicted the Lakers by 8, which that was well over that. John Kane said Portland was going to win a second one. So that's his first loss on that.
All right, yeah.
But first of all, the NBA is not going to let that happen.
No.
I know they're riding with Dame time right now. They're loving the fact of that. But And the Trailblazers, not your typical 8 seed team.
No, they're not.
If they were somewhere else, like in the East, they'd be a contender.
Yep. The West is just stacked.
They're loaded right now.
It's crazy.
But
yeah, you got to keep. I mean, LeBron's got to make it through the first round. And
well, this bubble kind of was not kind to the Lakers so far.
No, it hasn't been.
I wonder. It's one of those things too, where it's like we know where we're at.
Yeah,
we're okay. We don't need to play hard. Let's just.
I think that first game when the Trailblazers came out and they were playing just as hard as they've been all bubble, and the Lakers, they were like, oh crap, we gotta kind of start trying here.
Yeah,
and they kind of showed that last night that they can turn it on. So if they can do that, I don't even know if Kawhi and the Clippers can beat them. So, but 3 games last night at 111. Final scores.
Yes,
interesting.
I know it was. I was thinking the same thing too. But it's, I tell you what, the bubble basketball has actually been pretty good.
I think they're making the most, the best out of the situation.
Yeah, I agree. And then we've got hockey. Ian said the Caps by 1 over the Isles, and the Islanders 4-0 winners in that one.
Yep, knocks them out.
So, yeah, and Kane predicted the Islanders by 1. So,
at least got the winner.
Yeah, he was definitely the better on that one. And then on the other side, yeah, and again, they knocked them off, too, out of that. So
no repeat Stanley Cup.
No, and I don't know what the heck Ian was thinking on that one. And then on the other one, Calgary and Dallas as
put up a football score, 7-3.
Yeah, I know it. And Ian had Calgary by 2, and Kane had Dallas by 2.
Okay.
So
Kane, I mean, what was he, 5 for 6?
Yeah.
In games last night?
Yeah.
Wow.
And Ian was giving him heck about that Portland pick, saying, "What are you doing? Picking that?" And he's like, "Well, why not? I'm picking it." So I think it was more actually of I'm going to pick this
pick, yeah.
Exactly, just because I don't want you to.
I'm not going to give in to you telling me what to do.
Yeah, we're not going to agree on this, and so he just went with Portland, and I think, or he probably, in his real mind, probably would have been thinking that he was going to be, he probably could have been 6 for 6 on that, but we'll see. So we're not going to do any of that because I hate picking on things, and then you have people make fun of you too. So I don't want to.
We just can watch them all make the picks.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, if you're looking for a brand new car, Cliff Buick GMC is the place to go. Give them a call, 866-677-7340. I had to take my car in for an oil change yesterday, so I was able to drive one of their new 2021 GMC Canyon crew cab.
Was it nice?
It was real nice. It was the AT4 package, so it had a lift on it.
Oh, man.
Had some nice rugged, aggressive tires. This bright red. It was really nice. I mean, I got a big Sierra, so I like driving the truck.
Oh, yeah.
This is like more of it's a lot smaller than mine, but it's the way it drives and handles is sitting in there. I mean, it's like a nice car.
Really?
But setting up a little higher.
Higher.
And stuff. It was really nice.
That's always the worst, getting into a car after you've been in a truck or a higher vehicle. You're sitting so low.
Oh, I know. And that's what's nice about this. So if you're looking for, if you don't want one of those big, huge trucks, but you want something that's a little more practical maybe than a small car, check out the GMC Canyons. They're really nice. This is one of the brand new 2021s in stock. So go check it out. Again, once Cliff Buick GMC. So if you need new and used, cliftauto.com will show you everything you need. Or if you want to give them a call, 866-677-7340. Well, we got some more college news that we're going to talk about coming up. A little bit about fans and some transfer stuff and that. So we got more to talk about. Give us a call if you got something to chat about as well. 265-4000 is our number. You can also get us on Twitter, on Facebook as well, 965 The Cave. So Keep it tuned right here. We'll be here all morning until 9. Jeff Bowman, Chuck Moran, right here on 96.5 The Cave.
Lenaway's Sports Lineup. It's all here on 96.5 The Cave.
You'll hit a home run every time with Hayes Insurance Agency.
Their team of independent agents will cover all the bases
and find you the right policy at the best price.
For your car, your home, your business, whatever you need.
Hayes Insurance, serving residents of Lenawee County and beyond for over a half-century.
Call 517-423-8316.
Call Hayes Insurance, get all the insurance you need.
Or visit HayesINS.com. In 1968, Tigers great Jim Northrup hit 2 grand slams in one game.
And ever since, the Hayes Insurance Agency has been hitting grand slams for all its customers in Lenawee County and beyond.
For your car, your home, your farm, your business, count on Hayes Insurance Agency.
On Occidental Highway between Adrian and Tecumseh.
Call 517-423-8316.
Call Hayes Insurance, get all the insurance you need.
Or visit HayesINS.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Nagypel.
And I'm Lisa Weddle, and we're the new owners of Noggle Heating and Cooling.
I've been away for a while, but I'm excited to be back.
That's right. We're thrilled to offer Jim's extensive experience in heating, cooling, and plumbing back to this community.
We'll continue to service all brands of heating and cooling units, but we proudly sell Lennox, and we are your local Carrier dealer.
Please visit us at 1108 West Chicago Boulevard in Tecumseh, or give us a call at 423-3121.
As you feel the blades of grass tickle your bare feet, a subtle breeze stirs the green leaves overhead. There you are, sipping a cold drink, admiring the beauty and solitude of your own landscaped backyard. The realization has set in. Calling Sealers Landscape and Design was the best and easiest decision you've ever made. Their 3D design program brought your paradise to life. Now for the tough decision, where to put the hammock. Call Sealers Landscape and Design at 442-4823 for a free estimate today.
Summer bundles now available at D&P Communications. New customers get a 250 meg internet connection paired with D&P Connect Pro, the most complete whole home Wi-Fi experience available, for only $59.90 per month. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees not included. Some restrictions may apply. Service not available in all areas. Superior service, exceptional results. D&P Communications.
We are so grateful to our local heroes, those serving our community every day, to the people working at our grocery stores. We are encouraged by your bravery as you keep our homes stocked with food. To our first responders, how we are grateful for your courage when you come to the need of our community. To our medical personnel and their support teams, working on the front lines to combat this deadly virus. Words are not enough to express our gratitude. So as a community, let us join together while keeping appropriate social distancing and tell our local heroes how much we love and appreciate their sacrifice and the sacrifices of their loved ones. May God's mighty hand protect and guide each of you during these uncertain times.
This message is brought to you by 3-Dimensional Physical Therapy, 3DPT, because people matter.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players and get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go Inside the Cave. Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
And welcome back Inside the Cave. Jeff Bowman, Chuck Moran with you here.
Good morning.
96.5 The Cave. Good Friday morning to everyone. Nice weather out there this morning.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
I think the weekend's supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah, it's supposed to get a little warmer. Humidity's coming back. But
okay. A couple more things. Georgia State freshman quarterback Mike Colasaro will not be able to play this season after being diagnosed with a heart condition related to COVID-19. And that's a thing that people keep talking about too, is maybe it's not just what's going on when you get it,
right?
But it's some of the effects afterwards as well. Colasardo announced the diagnosis Thursday on his Twitter account, depriving the Panthers of a top prospect who enrolled in the spring was expected to contend for the starting position. So that's one thing. Notre Dame announced 5 football players have tested positive in 2 rounds of coronavirus testing this week. The athletic department said the football program decided to test twice this week in light of the university's decision Tuesday to move to remote learning because of a COVID-19 outbreak on campus. So,
South Bend isn't being too smart down there.
No, they're not. They are not. 6 UConn football players have tested positive for the coronavirus, leading the school to suspend all team activities. UConn canceled its football season this month, but the team had still been practicing on Tuesdays and Thursdays and doing weight training on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So you got to wonder if that's a little bit of, okay, we're not playing. Maybe I'm not taking it as serious as far as everything else. And when you get 6 guys
probably
that test for it. South Carolina lost one of its most anticipated offensive newcomers for the season after tailback Marshawn Lloyd tore the ACL in his left knee at practice. Will Muschamp said it was a non-contact injury during workouts on Wednesday. So you hate to see those non-contact injuries.
Those are the worst.
They are. In West Virginia, season opener against Eastern Kentucky will be held without fans because of the pandemic. The school said in a statement only essential game operation personnel and families of the players and football staff will be allowed to attend. And that's one of the next things we're going to talk about. We're talking about fans at games and the impact or non-impact of fans at the games. It's been interesting to watch some of the bubble stuff, and even with the MLB, with the crowd noise and that. And what are some of your thoughts, Chuck, on the having fans or not having fans at games?
I mean, I think the fans aspect of sports is just something we kind of take for granted. And at this point, it looks like we're going to be playing in these empty arenas or partially full stadiums for a while now. And I mean, the Chiefs coming out with their statement about what they plan to do, and it's just one of those things. If I'm a player, it feels like I know that LeBron said the game's different,
right,
without fans, and especially the playoffs. You think about you're playing all season for home court advantage, and if you're the top seed, there's no benefit right now. And I know they're doing the best what they can in the bubble, but some of the delays with the video crowd and stuff like that, it makes it tough for to have that aspect of fans and that live crowd noise. So, I think the players are still getting used to it. Us as fans still getting used to it. So it's one of those things, I think. And I mean, owners of teams, you got to know they're hurting too. They want the fans too.
Well, and that's one thing I was listening to Pat McAfee show yesterday right here on 96.5 The Cave. And, he was talking with one of the reporters that's one of the NFL guys that's around all of them, and said, a question was about what's going on with the fans. And this reporter, the interesting thing, he said, the owners are saying, hey, it's money.
Yeah.
Some of the players are like, oh, whatever, or what's the impact of if you have a crowd at this stadium and you don't have a crowd at this stadium, what's it going to be? And it's like, well, no, the owners are saying, hey, if I can have a crowd and I can make some money, I'm going to bring some people in. And so it's more of them doing that than worrying about the if I have crowds and you don't, if it's going to be louder and stuff. And so, and I think even the impact even of a small crowd, in those big stadiums, if you get 20%, 25%, it'll be a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a difference. I think piping in crowd noise might even be more of a factor than keeping the crowd noise of the few people that are there.
Right. I mean, if you only have, the Chiefs are only expecting 16,000 in that stadium and it seats, 85,000, that's nothing.
Right.
And you're used to playing in front of that many. And that's the loudest stadium in the NFL. It's going to seem like nothing. So,
well, it's kind of like when you look at the state championships at Ford Field.
Mm-hmm.
You might have a few thousand people in there for that, 5,000 or 10,000 tops.
Right.
for a big game.
Maybe the D1.
Right. And it looks like it's half empty, or
And
more,
it's still,
but it's not very loud, and it's like it's almost going to be like one of those types of things. So it's interesting, and I think that the factor of it, as a fan, as a player, not feeling that energy, I think that's part of it. You can pipe in the noise.
Yeah, noise is noise.
You can't feel the energy of it, though.
Yeah, and you're having that, just feeding off what the crowd is giving you. And I think it's more, I think regular season games, that's one thing. It's not going to probably have much impact. But when I'm watching the NBA bubble playoffs and you have the 8 seed, the 8 seed on both East and West beat the 1 seed. And it was kind of a shock. I mean, they weren't the greatest of games, but it was like, yeah, this game is definitely different when you can't have your home court, your own home fans. I mean, if you're playing in LA in front at the Staples Center with the whole crowd of Laker fans, I mean, I don't know if Dollar Dame's going to be the same player at that point as he is in the bubble. So
no, I agree, and I think that's part of it. I mean, just especially the atmosphere of an NBA is even totally different than high school, college. Even I mean, the music's playing, the lights are going, and there's so much
show.
Yes, and so when you're in that bubble, you don't have that on that court. I mean, the music's not there. They got the crowd noise piped in. The Zoom guys all sitting in the, their little computer screens behind the benches, and I heard one player say that there's a delay on that. So somebody has a nice play and a big dunk or something, and all of a sudden you're running down the floor. Then you hear the crowd, right? So it's not
seamless, and it's
no, and I don't think it can be. But again, I think that they're trying something different. It'd be interesting to see if the NFL can kind of
what they'll do with it,
right? And if they can improve on what's already there, and I think that that's what everybody's been trying to do. A little bit of that, when it first started, you had. Bundesliga was kind of like the first games that started, and they were showing them on TV, and they piped in some crowd noise and trying to get it figured out. And so, then everybody's moving on from there. And I think the MLB's done a pretty good job with it. When you especially because an empty baseball stadium, is because it's not a game, with basketball and. There's a lot more movement. Hockey, there's more movement. Baseball's such a slow game to begin with, and to have all that dead time between pitches and everything else and not have any noise at all could be just eerie. It's so cavernous out there. And so I think the MLB's done a good job of piping in noise and doing a good job with, if it's a big hit, having some different crowd noise to it. And I think that's somebody's job right now, obviously, to be able to, watch the game and be ready to click on a button for this crowd noise or that crowd noise to add to the excitement of the hit or a strikeout or something like that. So I think they've done a good job with it because, again, watching a baseball game in silence, it would be, not good.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. Also, if we. Now we don't have. There's no chance of having a Steve Bartman incident now in 2020. We're not having a fan interfere with a foul ball catch or anything like that. And so it's not saying that you expect that every game, but fans definitely when you're going for a foul ball or something like that in a field, it's like you're not gonna have Jeter diving over the bench into the fans because it's empty chairs. And, so it's a little bit. It's just different. And everything's a little different right now.
Have you seen some of that? There's some guys I saw with a foul ball, like throwing it to one of the cardboard cutouts and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, no. Like here, he's throwing it to him.
That's funny.
Joking around with that. And I did see where some of these cardboard cutouts, somebody was paid money to have like a picture of Bartman at, I think it was in Wrigley, because he doesn't go back to the game.
Yeah, he's not allowed.
So somebody put like a cardboard cutout of Bartman.
That's funny
there. So
I think when they won, I think they might have lifted that ban on him.
I think
they did, but yeah, I just can't imagine if Michigan, University of Michigan had played a football season with 110,000 empty seats.
Yeah,
how crazy that would have been just to play in a giant bowl. just empty. So, it is going to be interesting to see what they do with fans and the crowd noises as they continue moving forward, because that's the reason you start playing, and you want to make it to it's the fans that kind of adore those pro athletes and the college athletes, and
right.
You do it for the love of the game, but you love it so much because other people admire you doing it too. So
yeah,
it's a different feeling when you're not, you kind of don't have those people in the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, we've all been there feeding off the crowd at different events. I mean, when you're at a big basketball game and in football, and you can feel that intensity of the crowd, and you can kind of feed off that. And to not have that, it has to be very different for these athletes, because sometimes you want that extra motivation. You want to be able to step up. You can feed off the energy and take it to that next level. And when you don't have any of that, it's like, wait a minute, where am I going to kind of get that extra boost from when I don't have that there behind me? And so it's going to take a little extra for some of these athletes to be able to kind of feel some of that and be able to move on and kind of take that extra boost. So
absolutely.
But we got 1 hour in the books. Coming up next, we've got some more to talk about, some college athletes, some transfer possibly. We got Diamond League action, championship game last night, and we're going to talk about some unwritten rules in sports as well. So keep it tuned right here with more on 96.5 The Cave.
Everybody huddle up. Here's the play. If you wear any kind of screen-printed item, go to ProMed Uniform and get your company logo, school spirit wear, fundraiser events, family reunions, any screen printing needs. If you need custom embroidery, go to ProMed Uniform and get your varsity jacket, company logo, corporate apparel, or just that special embroidered item. Score! Let's repeat that play. Nobody can beat it. ProMed Uniform is Lenawee County's premier embroidery and screen printing destination. All screen printing and embroidery is done in-house. ProMed Uniform is where quality work and the best pricing in Lenawee County come together. Please support local businesses and shop ProMed Uniform for all your screen printing and embroidering needs. T-shirts, varsity jackets, corporate apparel, screen printing, embroidery. ProMed Uniform, 937 West Beecher in Adrian.
It's summertime. It's hot, dusty, and dirty, and your car needs to be washed. Where do you go? Imagine a crystal palace with a runway where your car glides through a series of steps and your pride and joy is blown dry by angel wings. Okay, maybe that's a bit too much, but Sudsy Does a Car Wash does bless your vehicle with the highest quality of solutions and equipment to lift your car to a higher level of clean. We know you want your car to look great, so try Sudsy Does a Car Wash in Tecumseh.
Sudsy Does a Car Wash, Gary's Quick Lube too.
I found us a place that wants to hire a few good employees. That's us.
Wait, does it pay well?
It does, and we can get meals and discounts on all kinds of things. The hours are flexible. They even offer scholarships, insurance, and a retirement plan.
Sounds too good to be true.
Nope, it's true.
McDonald's offers a wide variety of job and career opportunities from crew member to management. We're hiring for both our North and South Main locations in Adrian and at our Hudson Meridian Road McDonald's.
Get your vehicle in shape for the summer with a complete cleanup at Beecher Street Car Wash and Auto Detailing. They will clean your vehicle inside and out. They offer detailing services like interior shampoo, hand wax, and buffing. Their expert staff will make your car, SUV, or van sparkle. They even do boats, RVs, and semis. Gift certificates available. Beecher Street Car Wash and Auto Detailing is open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. till 7 p.m., and Sunday, 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. Ask about their monthly membership and their annual memberships. They're located on West Beecher Street next to Barrett's.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players and get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go Inside the Cave Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
The best in regional sports from Southeast Michigan. WLEN Adrian, HD2, W243AD, 96.5 The Cave.
96.5 The Cave. Lenawee County Sports. Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. This is Inside the Cave on 96.5 FM and 965thecave.com. Sports talk radio with a local angle, where we give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports, interview area coaches and players, and get you ready to start your day.
Good morning.
Now grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass, because it's time to go inside the cave.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome back Inside the Cave. Jeff Bowman, Chuck Moran with you here this morning.
We are back and ready to go.
We are. And this is one of those things that we're here.
Probably our best 60-minute performance of the year.
So there you go.
You got to find a way to replicate what you did.
So that's basically where we're at right now. Because, we did
We
this.
practiced the crap out of it.
So.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Okay. So we can get all that in this morning. Right there. And not this.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Nope.
No bad feelings.
Not
It's
at
Friday.
all.
We're feeling great.
That's right. So, anyway, we are back here on 96.5 The Cave. Give us a call if you got some things to talk about, 265-4000. It's a little quick version of this.
Now for an Inside the Cave sports update.
The Cliff Note version. Just going to talk some scores.
Real quick.
Because at 8:20, we've got a interview coming up as well. But last night in AL Central, Minnesota 7, Milwaukee 1. And some baseball. Cleveland 2-0 over Pittsburgh. Other scores, Toronto over Philly 3-2 in 7 innings, the first game. And then Toronto 9-8 in 7 innings in the second game. It sounds so weird when I read the 7 innings part. Tampa over the Yankees 10-5. Houston beats Colorado 10-8. Dodgers 6-1 over Seattle. Boston beats Baltimore 7-1. San Diego 8-7 winners over Texas in 10 innings. Oakland 5, Arizona 1, and San Francisco 10, LA Angels 5. So, there's 10 innings. Most of these, because of the international tiebreaker rule, there is not a lot of extra inning games that go past that 10th inning.
No.
I kind of like it.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. I think it's good for the sport. Baseball is just kind of getting to that point where it was just taking too long.
Well, yeah, and for this, with knowing that you need arms, and you're playing a lot of games in a lot of days, this doesn't take those 14, 15-inning games and you use your whole bullpen and then you're stuck for a while. And so I think it's a good idea how they've done that and to be able to make it move forward. So, again, NBA last night, Miami over Indiana, 109-100. Houston over OKC, 111-98. Milwaukee over Orlando, 111-96. And the theme goes forward. LA Lakers, 111 over Portland, 88. So another good game. Miami, Duncan Robinson last night again. Said Goran Dragic had simple advice for Duncan for game 2. Just shoot. He listened, hitting his first 6 shots all from three-point range. He finished with 24 points on the night. Dragic said, I don't care if he misses 18 shots, 18 threes. I want you to shoot every time. Don't pump fake. We need you, and you can see it. Don't hesitate. That's how we want him. That's, and to look at a guy, Duncan Robinson, just kind of come out of nowhere. And, is showing that he belongs.
Yeah.
That's for darn sure.
What a great story Duncan Robinson is, though. Just every time I hear, think about from D3 to D1 now in the NBA, and not just he's a role player. He's showing he's worth it. So it's,
and in this day and age in the NBA too, threes are crucial.
Yeah.
And if you can hit them, you're valuable. And so, he's, again, taking what he can do well and making the best of it. So, NHL last night, Islanders knock off Washington 4-0 to win that series. And Dallas over Calgary 7-3. Once again, Pistons do what always happens to a Detroit team and ends up dropping down a couple spots and going all the way back to the 7th spot. Once again, it just doesn't work out for any Detroit team.
Maybe one of these years.
Possibly. I just can't.
It can't always be bad, right? I mean, there could never be a team that has never been to the Super Bowl. Oh wait,
that's us.
That's us.
That's us. Diamond League action last night and championship game, and Madison, the 4th seed, coming into the playoffs, knocks off Tecumseh and gets the huge win, 3-0 shutout for Madison.
Wow.
Chris Dubbs on the mound, and I think he had 7 strikeouts. And Madison wins the inaugural Julie Kane Cup and pulls off the upset and wins the virtual Diamond League here on 96.5 The Cave. And so we're going to be talking actually at 8:20 with the athletic director at Madison, Chris Isom. And so, again, congrats to Madison. Wade Perry in first inning gets a 2-run shot. And then in the 7th, Scott Hall adds a home run to add to that 3-0 victory. And I think Madison at one point, I think they were like 2-3 or something. I mean, they just ended up having a fantastic year. Won like 5 straight to pull this out, and had to beat Clinton on the last game of their season. They won it in 11 to make them eligible.
Yeah.
And then they won the tiebreaker to get them in as the 4th seed in the wild card, because we had the 3 divisions. They were the wild card candidate out of that.
Wow.
And able to
come
back and made a run, knocked off Clinton again. So they beat Clinton back-to-back weeks.
Wow.
And then knocks off Tecumseh. And again, Chris Dubbs was their main pitcher all season long in virtual Diamond League action. So this was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed being able to call these virtual games and talk to some players throughout, and they were having fun with it. And
it's a really cool idea.
Yeah, we had some people were like wanting to know where the stadium was and all that stuff. So it was fun, and again, it was enjoyable time. So that was again, the championship was won as Madison knocks off Tecumseh. So there you have it. So we got a few things to chat about this morning as we move forward. Once again, you got anything you want to chat about, give us a call as well. But this is it's your show that you can come in and talk about too. Anything. College transfers. We can talk a little bit about that when we were talking about college. Very interesting is Lane Kiffin the other day made the statement that let me see this. He said kids are having their schools or their conferences deciding to shut down so they can't play. And a lot of them have a lot of money on the line with the next level, or they just want to play their last year. So it's really unfortunate that the NCAA is not allowing them to transfer and be eligible immediately. We're being told that that won't even go into a waiver process. So I feel really bad for those kids. It's not their fault. Why can't they come play somewhere? That doesn't make any sense to me. It's an interesting statement. I think, and then we talked this morning, Ambry Thomas decides to go, forego the season. He's not going to play in the spring, and he's going to get ready for the NFL draft. There's a few of those guys out there that are going to be doing that. And so it's really interesting, the fact, I think that if the NCAA said, you Big Ten, you Pac-12, you can't play, then I think you may have an argument to say, okay, well, then let these guys play somewhere else. They're not canceling it, they're postponing it.
Right.
So I think there's where
big difference
lies the fact that they're just not going to let somebody transfer and go wherever, even though it's not a bad idea.
It really isn't. I mean, if you're able to get a chance to go play right now and get some more film and maybe boost your, draft stock and get a better spot, then why not? Why shouldn't you? So I think as a former college athlete, I would want, it also comes down to, okay, is it just for the sake of sport? Am I going to transfer just because of a sport, or am I staying, you kind of, after 4 years, if this is your fourth year, you know the campus, you know the environment, and you're kind of comfortable there, where that might not be the only reason to transfer. So, if that's the only reason and you want to get that extra playing time, then I feel like you should be able to. But like I said, if the game isn't canceled, so it's just being postponed, and we got to kind of wait to see what happens going forward.
Yeah, and that's the part of it is they do have that opportunity to play, and so you're not going to say no. And I think we talked about it just kind of yesterday around the office that if kids have transferred down a lot and you can play immediately, but you don't know what schools are going to play or what schools aren't. So are you going to take that chance to say, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to wait till spring. I'm going to go play here maybe this fall, and then all of a sudden that doesn't happen.
Right.
Then you're stuck.
Yeah.
So then what do you do? That's the bad part.
It's kind of
there
gambling with your athletics right there. It's like big shots, big chances to go play. I think it makes more sense to try and play in the fall than the spring. But if that's not going to happen, obviously we already canceled a lot of it so far and have postponed it to the spring. So I'd be looking to get that, especially for football. You're trying to get that spot, and if you're looking for the next level of the NFL and you want to get there, you need, and you might need more footage. You might need to show yourself more. Then get in front of those scouts, and playing more is the only way to do that. So,
yeah, and that's it. Can you get yourself the film? Can you put it out there? And that's part of it. And I know I was reading somewhere, I believe that, I think U of M's going to have a kind of a pro day in the fall. So scouts can come in and look and kind of, get them, look at them now instead of waiting till the spring too when they play.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I think so as well. Get them out there, and you can have your own day. Yeah. Bring in all the scouts from all the teams can come in and just you can put it all together. And there's part of that too is when you look at that and the transfer rules and stuff. And we're going to get more into the MHSAA in a little bit too. But one thing the MHSAA did say too is that if somebody leaves now to go play somewhere else, they're not going to be eligible to come back and play in the spring football.
Gotcha.
So if some of these kids, because I know initially some of the coaches that I know in the area, I've talked to a couple of them that when Illinois said they were going to the spring, they said it fairly early.
Right.
And they had some people like J.J. McCarthy that's going to Michigan. He left immediately to go down to IMG because he wanted to go play. Some other kids transferred out as well. I guess Indiana got an influx of people from Illinois moving over to Indiana to say, I'm going to go play because you're playing.
Right.
So, you wonder at this point, how many are people going across the border? Are they going to go to any? Ohio said they're going to play. Are we having any kids move down there? Are we going to have some athletes that move down there to do that?
Have that just a chance to play.
Yeah.
If we're not going to give them the chance, then they're going to go find it. So.
Right. So, but MHSAA has said, if you go there
and you come back, you're not going to be
able to come back and play in the spring and have 2 seasons.
Well, I mean, that's fair.
It is.
It's like any eligibility. You can't double dip. Really, you're not allowed to play one season in the fall, and especially in these weird circumstances where we're having a fall season in some states and a spring in the other. Yeah, there's no way you're going to be able to. And your body it's more for a safety. I mean,
right.
There's some unfair competition stance there, but football is not a sport that should be played, twice in an 8-month period. Even when you play in the spring, I think next fall, that's a concern. I have a lot of athletic training friends that, in the fall, they're more worried because if you're playing in the spring, yeah, you have all summer to kind of heal and stuff, but you're not ready to start taking hits again in August. And your body's, I don't think that's something that, we're looking very short term right now and looking at like what's a quick way to still have the sport, but what happens in the school year of 21, 22 when your body, like you've taken hits all spring and now you got to try and recover and get back to it. And, especially in the time when we're very focused on CTE and safety of the player where, okay, let's do two full seasons in this 21 year. So it's another thing I think that needs to be kind of looked at and talked about. So
no, I agree. And I think that's one thing when you look at, the Purdue coach that kind of came up with the scenario, okay, we're going to play, a shorter season here, got the summer, you can't hit, you can start this, and then, have a 10-game schedule here and kind of shortening both to make sure that you're not overloading. And I think that's the key. And I do think that, we're supposed to probably, in the middle of September, figure out what the MHSAA schedule is going to be. But at that time, I don't think we're going to have a 9-game schedule in the playoffs and all that. It's going to be a condensed version. Mm-hmm. I think you have to. And again, to have that, because you're maybe coming off a winter sport, doing something there, going to a spring sport, taking the summer off, coming back in the fall, you have to condense that and not have as much competition during all that time.
Yep.
So
it's definitely just a key. I mean, keeping those, you want to keep everyone safe. You don't want to see more ACL tears or concussions and stuff of that sort. So keeping the athletes safe is still got to be number one. And I mean, even if there's money behind it, it's still a business, but your game, your business is also focused around the player. So you got to keep your valuables safe.
That's right. All right, well, we got an interview coming up, and she doesn't have a ton of time, so I'm going to take a break a little earlier than normal just so we can get to Chris Isom, and we can get that going and talk a little bit about Diamond League, but also Chris Isom is the athletic director at Madison, so maybe a little bit about some of the MHSAA stuff as well. So we'll be back with more Inside the Cave right after this here on 96.5 The Cave.
If it's sports and you're thinking about it, we're talking about it. 96.5 The Cave.
Hi, this is Dennis from Abbey Carpet and Floor, and it's easier than ever to tap into the convenience of smart home technology during the Hunter Douglas Smart Shade Savings Event that's going on now through September 7th. Enjoy valuable rebates starting at $150 on qualifying purchases of Hunter Douglas motorized shades like insulating duet honeycomb shades or dramatic pirouette window shades or the revolutionary Sonnet cellular roller shades, all equipped with the advanced wireless technology of PowerView motor motorization. Using this smart technology, the associated smart hub, and the mobile devices you use every day, you can easily program your motorized shades to move automatically to the scenes and schedules you set. Plus, PowerView integrates easily with some of the most popular home automation systems, intelligent shades, and smart savings. Connect with rebates now through September 7th. Limitations and restrictions apply, so ask us for details. Abbey Carpet and Floor, America's choice in floor fashion since 1958.
At Red Mill Pet Supplies, we have everything you need for your pet this summer, including life jackets, water toys, special leashes, and calming treats. And if you're adventurous, you'll find supplies for travel that are appropriate for whatever the weather brings, including pet tents. Our frequent buyer program on your pet food purchases will also help you save when you shop with us. All your pet's needs for a healthier, happier life can be found at Red Mill Pet Supplies, across from McDonald's in Tecumseh, and at redmillpetsupplies.com.
It's another work day. Did you dread going to work today? Well, work doesn't have to feel like that every week. JTech invites you to apply for production operators now, including a signing bonus, $13.50 starting pay with a raise after 30 days, and career advancement opportunities, attendance and quota incentives, overtime opportunities, 14 paid holidays, plus paid vacation time, health benefits, and a 401k and more. Feel appreciated at work. Go to jtechllc.com to apply. jtechllc.com and get more from your job.
You'll hit a home run every time with Hayes Insurance Agency.
Their team of independent agents will cover all the bases
and find you the right policy at the best price.
For your car, your home, your business, whatever you need.
Hayes Insurance, serving residents of Lenawee County and beyond for over a half century.
Call 517-423-8316.
Call Hayes Insurance, get all the insurance you need.
Or visit HayesINS.com. In 1968, Tigers great Jim Northrup hit 2 grand slams in one game.
And ever since, the Hayes Insurance Agency has been hitting grand slams for all its customers in Lenawee County and beyond.
For your car, your home, your farm, your business, count on Hayes Insurance Agency.
On Occidental Highway between Adrian and Tecumseh.
Call 517-423-8316.
Call Hayes Insurance, get all the insurance you need.
Or visit HayesINS.com.
As you feel the blades of grass tickle your bare feet, a subtle breeze stirs the green leaves overhead. There you are, sipping a cold drink, admiring the beauty and solitude of your own landscaped backyard. The realization has set in. Calling Sealers Landscape and Design was the best and easiest decision you've ever made. Their 3D design program brought your paradise to life. Now for the tough decision. Where to put the hammock. Call Sealers Landscape and Design at 442-4823 for a free estimate today.
Life as a farmer has many sides. That's why we work with Nationwide, the #1 farm insurer, to help farmers and ranchers stay profitable and protected. With Nationwide, you can feel confident you're getting coverage that fits your operations needs. Find out how to help protect your farm or ranch. Call us today.
D.S. Johnson and Associates, located in Adrian, Morenci, and Monroe. Give them a call today at 517-263-2582.
For your many sides, there's Nationwide. Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio. Subject to underwriting guidelines, review, and approval. Products and discounts not available to all persons in all states.
We all know that Salsarias has fantastic authentic Mexican dishes like the signature Baja chicken salad and the queso blanco. What you might not know is they do catering platters for offices, schools, and events that they will deliver. Holy guacamole! Salsarias is open Monday through Saturday at 11 a.m. for inside and patio dining as well as for carryout. Find specials on Facebook. Call 423-0018 to order or come in and enjoy a beverage from their full bar along with a great lunch or dinner in downtown Tecumseh at Salsarias.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players. And get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go Inside the Cave. Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
And welcome back out to Inside the Cave. Jeff Bowman, Chuck Moran.
Good morning.
And our special guest this morning, the manager of the winning Virtual Diamond League team who won the inaugural Julie Kane Cup trophy. It's Chris Isom from Madison. So congratulations, Chris.
It's just so exciting. And like I said before, that's just an awesome thing that you guys did. And I think, at first people were like, what is this? And then so many people were listening and got wrapped up into it. And it was kind of contagious. So very entertaining. And, it's like, I'm listening last night and I'm cheering. And I know my husband and daughter are looking at me like, okay, Mom, it's just,
It's virtual, but still.
It's virtual.
But when you don't know what's going to happen, though, it's still you're wrapped up in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and
good job, you guys. I greatly appreciate that.
Well, we had fun and we enjoyed it. And again, Chris Stubbs had a great game again. He's been a stalwart on the mound in the virtual realm. But I was pulling up some stuff during the break here. Madison won 2, and then they lost 3, and we're kind of, where we're going to be in that Cave division. And then winning 3 straight, and then knocking off Clinton twice, and then beating Tecumseh. And so, a big win there, and it was fun. And I know. Some of the players that were on, we joked too, because you had Will Harms on your roster, and he was also on the Lenawee Christian roster, so he was doubling up. Luckily, they never had to play each other.
He was a busy guy.
He was, between trying to get football practice started and everything else. He had two teams he had to worry about playing for, and so it was fun. Again, I'm glad that we had a lot of support from athletic directors like you and superintendents that, said, hey, it was an idea that we had to be able to try to have some kind of things going on in the spring. And we appreciate all the help we got from, not only you, but a lot of other ADs that sent us in the rosters and stuff. And, we had fun trying to put the lineups together as well, and deciding who's going to pitch and who's going to play where on certain things, and if somebody's getting rocked, you got to bring in another pitcher, and it's like we don't know who either, so we pull in somebody off the out of the bullpen that who knows where they are, and we've had some people laugh too, because I ran into one person, they're like, I'm not athletic at all, but man, I had a good hit last night and stuff, so.
Oh yeah, that's the funny part too. But like I said, it was wonderful, and you guys came up with this idea. And I think there's a little skepticism by a lot of people at first because they just didn't know.
Right.
And then after listening to the first game, and then people caught on to it, and they just couldn't wait for the next one.
And that's what's fun is there was some skepticism at first, and even we were trying to figure out how it was going to go over, but it went over nicely. But we appreciate it. But hey, I know you got to get to a meeting in a couple minutes, but just quickly on the MHSAA side, I know you being on executive committee up there, it's been a lot of work for the MHSAA just trying to get this thing together. And again, you guys still have your hands. You can present some things, but you guys still have your hands tied on certain issues as well.
Yeah, it's been pretty frustrating, to say the least, not to get too political, but you want to keep the kids in mind. And above powers, I don't believe really doing that. And looking at the whole picture, I mean, they've had till June to make some of these decisions and just not really giving us guidance. So we're hoping that the governor's office next week will release something for the sports that they haven't already nixnayed, other than football, I guess, and hope we can at least allow these kids to play in some capacity. I mean, as you know, right now, at least in our region, cross-country, girls golf are able to participate, but, we're waiting on the soccer and the girls in swimming, diving, and volleyball.
Yeah,
So,
that makes it tough, especially when you allow part of the state to do it and the other part still can't yet.
yeah, and I just figure, well, if they, hopefully that might put a little pressure up there. So let's, get these things going. I mean, the inner city kids, I just really feel for them as well, because they're going to turn to other things if they don't have athletics.
Yeah.
And that's not a good thing.
No, not at all. Not at all. And then, again, if there's other things out there, that maybe aren't as safe, going to some of these travel things and stuff like that, as opposed to, having the high school doing it. So, again, we applaud all your work. I know you guys are working hard trying to get it done, but when your hands are tied, sometimes there's nothing else you can do but present ideas and hopefully hope that they work out.
Hope for the best. We'll get school going here pretty soon and hopefully get the ball rolling, and hopefully positive things will come about. I mean, there's this whole COVID thing, I know, is a big question mark for a lot of people, so you just don't know. But you hope they find a vaccine soon and get these kids back to where they need to be. That's right. Well, again, thank you, Chris, and congratulations on the Diamond League championship and winning the Julie Kane Cup. So congrats again on that.
Thank you. That's awesome. Like I said, Coach Dub said we got to make room in our trophy case for it.
There you go. Oh, that's awesome. Well, Chris, I'll let you get to your meeting, and thanks again for popping in the cave with us this morning.
All right. Thanks so much, you guys.
All right.
Appreciate all your effort.
Bye. Again, that's Chris Isom, and I love the fact that I said, it kind of got the ball rolling, and people were a little hesitant at first, just not knowing, and then being able to enjoy knowing when their game was going to be, and sitting around listening to it again, schedule, cheering on and not knowing what the heck's going on. And that's right. I had one of my good friends that played for Tecumseh, and I said, hey, he got player of the game one night and stuff, and that, and so talking to him, and we had people that were really into it. So
that's cool.
That was a fun time, and that's funny. So, Chris Stubbs had a great game. We need to make room in our trophy case, so we need to make. I need to get something for them so they can put it in their virtual Diamond League championship that they can.
I think even if when normal sports do return, why not keep it going? I think it's a kind of interesting thing. It's kind of it's a pretty cool idea, and a cool, just kind of takes you back to before television, when
people sat around the
radio, just listened to the Tigers play in the afternoon. So
yep, no, it was
it's cool.
Yeah, it was fun being able to be a part of it, and so I think that I'm glad that people were into it and had fun with it, and I had. I'd run into people too that were, again, talking about whether they could hit the ball or, how the games were going, and they're like, well, we need to win. Can you do this? And I'm like, no, we don't make any outcomes. It's not up to us. And so, it was fun. But hey, we got some other things that we got to talk about coming up. What a year! I don't know. Did you see? Ron Rivera now announced yesterday he's early stages, but he has lymph node cancer. So you take a guy, Ron Rivera, takes over the Washington football job with Dan Snyder, that is probably one of the worst owners out there.
Yeah.
And then goes through, okay, we got a new quarterback, we got, stuff going on with the Haskins, and then what's going on here. I got a terrible ownership. Oh, by the way, now we get rid of all of our personnel, the GM and all that, because there's some things going on possibly with some court cases and some legal issues. Mm-hmm. So we're wiping those guys out. So, besides being coach, you probably need to have some personnel decisions and take care of this. And then we're going to get rid of our team name because of pressure from, being offensive and having our sponsors pulling back and, not doing this. And so.
What else could he add?
Oh, now I've got cancer on top of all that. Yeah. Talk about a year.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. it was a year for everyone, but I think Ron Rivera might be going through it more than us, more than anyone.
Yeah, that's just...
He said it's very, very treatable and curable, so that's very good. In the early stages that it was caught, so that's, great news there. But, man, that is a lot to handle.
It is. It is. That's crazy to have to keep going and going and going with that. So, wow, just more stuff to talk about that he's got to deal with on this basis. So, we got a couple minutes till the break, and then we're going to talk about some unwritten rules. But before the break, we're talking about the getting rid of the Redskins nickname. I do see now the Chiefs, they're issuing a new rule for face paint, headdresses, and reviewing the chop that they have there.
Okay.
So
I was going to say, I mean, the Redskins were the only team that had a kind of questionable name. So it's interesting that I'm glad the Chiefs are kind of taking note too, and they're looking at stuff. So
yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thing. The Braves said they're going to kind of get rid of that. They're going to get rid of the chop.
Mm-hmm.
Keep some of the other stuff that's there. I mean, the Indians. They've got rid of Chief Wahoo a couple years ago.
I was going to say that they haven't used that logo in a while.
No. And I know that they were going to be talking with some tribes to try to see what they could do from there. And, so I think that there's just a lot going on with some of these teams that, again, it's interesting. I mean, high school locally, Clinton, has they're going to retire their name. I believe I talked to somebody the other day, and I don't know if this is 100% true, but I think that just because of timing and everything, that I think they're going to go through this year as Redskins, and then phase that name out and come up with a new logo for the next coming year.
They don't want to just be the Clinton School District?
No.
Okay.
I guess not,
Okay.
So, and again, there's some interesting, I know there's some people talking about different names for that. And so it'll be, coming forward with a lot of these different school districts and colleges, and, whether they're going to keep the names or how they're going to be able to move forward. I mean, even when you look at it, Tecumseh, they're named Tecumseh Indians because the
Tecumseh tribe,
the name is after Chief Tecumseh, and so, do you change the name of the town? So
right.
There's
I feel like some is where you got to draw a line, and you got to figure out which ones are maybe too far and which ones are actually appropriate. So.
Yeah, it'll
take time.
It will. There's a lot of things moving forward. Just kind of like everything going on here with the pandemic as it's changing. And I think that there's a lot of lessons that are being learned with some of these names and how to move forward and what to do with some of that stuff too. So we'll see what happens with that. But again, thanks to Chris Isom coming in again. She's on the executive committee for the MHSAA with the athletic directors. There's a bunch of them that have to meet and try to figure all this out, and so that's a tough task.
That'd be a stressful job. I mean, I think being an athletic director already is a tough job, but then in current day when you're on a board of other athletic directors trying to say, okay, well, how are we going to handle this, and how are we going to be able to play sports, and just have sports in general. And
well, then again, you put things in plans in place, and then you still have to wait. Like we said in the beginning, you still have to wait for Lansing to open things up.
Yeah.
And if you're not opening them up, and again, I guess, and if it's starting in phases like that, when you look at what's going on there, are they going to open things up everywhere, but then have like Metro Detroit not?
Right.
Because that's still
the hot spot. So.
Right. So, I mean, how far,
right?
If you're starting to open some up and some not, is it going to just trickle down and still have, well, sorry, you guys can't play in, in Wayne County. And so.
Yeah. And that's, who are you able to play against? How are you making schedules? I mean, you got to figure, making schedules, you don't just do that overnight. You don't just casually like, okay, tomorrow we're going to go play
right
so-and-so. It's not, it takes time, and you got to have some warning. You got to have a advanced plan, and like you said, until Lansing opens things up, then we just got to kind of wait and play it by ear.
Well, and I know because there's been, like the Lansing School District has, canceled their spring or fall sports. I just saw where Okemos the other day is doing the same thing because probably some of the teams they're trying to schedule and play.
Okemos was like moving their soccer and
everything to the spring. So it's like now, are they seeing something that somebody else isn't?
Right.
Is it all? So that makes it interesting to see, because if you're doing that and the rest of the state doesn't, then
are you playing?
Right. Then in the spring, how are you going to try to figure that out?
Right.
You know, we can have 6 meets because those are the other ones that canceled.
Right.
So it's very interesting to see what the heck may be happening.
Only do intramural stuff.
Yeah, right. So
inter squad stuff.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. But hey, we're going to take a quick time out. We're going to come back. We're going to talk a little unwritten rules in sports right after this here on 96.5 The Cave.
Spartan Sports Network on 96.5 The Cave.
Long Motor Sales in Tecumseh is asking for your help. Please do your part and wear a face mask while you're in public spaces. Do it for the kids, if not for yourself. We want our kids to be able to go back to school this fall. A friendly reminder that you can shop Long's current inventory online at longmotorsales.net.
New to the lot this week at Long Motor Sales is a burgundy 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo. This sporty SUV features a strong V6 engine, remote keyless entry, and four-wheel drive. With 130,000 miles, there's still a lot of life left on this one. Priced at $12,750. Stop in and tell Eric you want to take this car for a ride today.
If your vehicle needs an oil change or a major overhaul or repair, take it to Long's Automotive Service. Nathan Long has over 15 years of experience as a certified technician, giving you dealership quality service at a low price. Long Motor Sales and Long Automotive Service in Tecumseh. Long, a name you know and trust.
Wouldn't it be sweet to have an endless supply of Culver's fresh frozen custard always at the ready? Just do what we do. Start each day by pouring fresh dairy into your precise temperature-controlled custard machine. Trust me, once you have one, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. Adjust flow to produce creamy ribbons of frozen custard. And lastly, and this is the best part, do the spoon test to ensure smooth texture. Yum!
Better yet, come to Culver's and leave the whole frozen custard made throughout the day thing to us. Welcome to Delicious.
ProMed Uniform is celebrating 25 years of business. ProMed Uniform's commitment to Lenawee County's healthcare, EMS, police, and fire personnel has always been a top priority. On sale now, in-stock 511 tactical pants 10% off. ProMed has an extensive inventory of medical scrubs, Barco, Grey's Anatomy, and Wonder Wing all in stock. All scrubs are currently 20% off their already low prices. ProMed Uniform will match or beat any competitor's price, including websites or catalogs. Medical, fire, EMS, and restaurant attire. Check them out on Facebook and at 937 West Beecher in Adrian.
Hi, my name is Janie Navarro. I'm a realtor with Excel Realty. I am fluent in Spanish and love assisting the Hispanic community. Call or text me anytime so I can assist you in buying or selling a home. Buenos días, mi nombre es Janie Navarro. Soy una agente de real estate con Excel Realty. Puedo ayudarles con la compra y venta de su casa. Me encanta ayudar a mi comunidad España. Sé que puede ser difícil si no habla inglés. Llámame o mándame un texto y estaré lista para asistirles. 403-4215.
Michigan's auto insurance laws are changing, and that means drivers have a lot to think about, right, Steve Hayes?
People are going to have to be hands-on on their auto insurance. They've got a lot of choices here. Bodily injury limits or your PIP choice. You're going to stay unlimited, or do you want to ramp it down?
But one thing hasn't changed. The local independent agents at Hayes Insurance Agency. They know the new laws inside and out. And whether you're one of their customers or not, they'll help you make an intelligent, informed decision.
It's not uncommon for us to take calls for 5 hours a day of just questions. I get a lot of paperwork that might be intimidating, and we walk them through it. We don't tell people what they should do. We're going to give them the option.
From the simplest questions to the most complex, count on Steve Hayes and his staff at the Hayes Insurance Agency.
I want to be the agent that has the most knowledge about these new laws.
Call Hayes Insurance, get all the insurance you need.
Hayes Insurance, 423-8316.
And welcome back inside the cave. Jeff Bowman, Chuck Moran with you here.
Back at it.
Inside the cave, 96.5 The Cave. And we're going to talk a little unwritten rules in sports. Fernando Tatis got this ball rolling the other day because he decided, supposedly he missed the sign from the coach. 3-0, they were up 10-3, the San Diego Padres over Texas. and he decided to swing. 3-0. Hits a grand slam. Well, then the next batter actually got plunked, because that's another unwritten rule.
Yeah.
Is you don't show up the this team, and so the unwritten rule of you don't swing at 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's got a lot of people pretty up in arms about unwritten rules and about how things are changing a little bit in some of these unwritten rules in sports, and so they're going, look, it's 3-0, and a lot of people have said the only thing he did wrong was apologize afterwards. Now, it hasn't been universal. I mean, Eric Hosmer was kind of yelling at him, dugout. His coach was kind of giving him a little bit. But, you go back old school. Reggie Jackson said, Fernando Tatis, keep playing hard, playing great. It's a pleasure to watch you play. Johnny Bench says, and this is, I've heard a few other players talk about this sentiment, says, so you're 3-0. So you take a pitch. Now you're 3-1. Then the pitcher comes back with a great setup pitch, 3-2. Now you're ready to ground into a double play. Said everyone should hit 3-0. Grand slams are a huge stat.
Yeah, it's great for the game. It's exciting, and you don't get to see them a lot. And if they're gonna get you to 3-0 in your count, and the next pitch is gonna be a strike, like they're good pitchers. You're facing the best pitchers in the game. Then swing at it. I don't see anything wrong with it. I think it's a great. I mean. Yeah, I think apologizing, he didn't even have to. There's no need to apologize for what he did. He played the game.
Yeah, and again, it's 3-0. Pitchers are trying to make you hit bad pitches. That's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
I'm pitching. I'm going to give you something that you can't hit and hopefully get you out.
Yep.
Now,
exactly.
I think that, so if bases weren't loaded, would it be okay? I mean, that's the thing.
Right.
It's like people wouldn't gripe about that. Well,
it was just a one-run home run.
Right.
3-0.
Nobody's on. It's no big deal. But again, so what do you want him to do? You want him to ground out? You want him to? You want him to not?
You want him to
try?
You want him to take that pitch, and then hopefully he gets just walked, and instead of 4 runs, you just get walk in 1 run. Like that doesn't make sense. If you want 1, what's wrong with 4? I mean, the game is won by the score on the board.
Well,
however you get them is how you get them.
And 7 runs, people have come back from bigger deficits.
Oh yeah.
So it's
not unheard of.
No, not at all. So we're taking a look at some other interesting unwritten rules that go on in sports. And so, one again is the other thing. Going back to, here we go. So some of them don't bunt to break up a no-hitter.
Yeah, that's just, if you're gonna break it up, you gotta at least get a grounder through the.
That's one I can still agree with.
Yeah,
unless it's a 0-0 game,
right?
And it's the 9th. You need to put a runner on.
It's like 2 teams battling out for the wild card or something like that.
Now then, if it's a bunt to get on to try to win a game, I can see that, because that's a baseball play. If you're getting beat 6-0, the guy's got a no-no against you,
and you just do it just so he doesn't get it.
No, that I don't. Then you're not.
Your next at bat, you're probably getting hit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So that one, I kind of, I agree to a point. Don't bunt to break up a no-no, but I think there's a gray area on that one where you go, okay, if I need to win a game and I need to get on, I'm going to do whatever I can to do it. I'm not worried about your no-hitter. I'm worried about us trying to win a game. So I agree to a point on that one. The next, if your pitcher gets hit, if your pitcher hits someone, you might get hit too.
Yep.
That one has been around forever, and I don't think that's changing.
No. I mean, I think umps are kind of, when it'll happen to both, and then usually if there's another one thrown, then probably that pitcher's getting tossed.
Yeah. But in that one, you got to be smart about it too, is maybe you don't do the next guy, like what happened with Tatis the other day. The next guy got up and he got hit.
Right.
And you got to be smart. Okay, I'm going to hit him, from, lower part down. Don't go head hunting at all.
Head hunting.
So, but again, that's one of those things too. And I think that to be smart about it, and I think people are too sometimes, like, all right, maybe not even that game, but we know we play them in 2 weeks. That's when you come
Baseball
back.
Players don't have short memories. They remember things for a while.
And so that's where one of those things come into effect. I go, okay, I'm not going to do it today, but guess what? You better always be looking over your shoulder.
It's like if you were cheating in 2017, people are still going to be mad about it in 2020. It's kind of crazy.
But that happens. So, but I think that's one of those things. Another one, don't steal signs. This one, I question this one.
I think everyone does it.
Yeah,
I think there's just teams that get caught doing it.
Says you could do it. It would definitely give you an edge. Stealing signs is Bush League, from what this article says. Unfortunately, most Major League Baseball seems to have an implicit understanding of that. Win on your own merit. Win because you have a good eye. Win because you have talent. Don't win because you cheated your way into figuring out which pitch is coming. That's just lame.
Yep.
See, now I don't agree with that. If you know, why do you think that when there's a guy on second base that the catcher's going through so many different things?
You got to switch up your sign.
You know it's happening.
Yeah.
So you can't call that Bush League.
No, it's part of the game.
Yes.
I mean, that's how the field's set up. You have second base. Like, it's kind of a reward to get into second base. You're now in the scoring position. You have a little more advantage. You can kind of see what's happening, kind of see where the pitcher's doing.
Right. Or if you're coaching first or, coaching third and the catcher doesn't do a great job of hiding that sign.
You're doing, then as a first or third baseman coach, you're doing your job.
That's right. Now, there are times I laugh because there's, when I was coaching with when Kenny was little, and, you get some of those catchers that don't know, and they're putting it.
They're up top. And
no, when I'm coaching first or third and there's a 10-year-old team, I'm not telling, hey, curveball's coming.
Yeah, right.
These guys have to learn that. Yeah. But when it gets to the high school level and when I was playing and coaching, when I played Legion Ball at Blissfield, say as a pitcher, we were only throwing every, fifth day or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so, one of your jobs, you're coaching first, you're not pitching today, that kind of stuff. And so we, as players, used to love if we could figure it out.
Yeah, pick it up.
That was, so we'd come in the dugout and go, got it. And they'd be like, dang it.
Yeah.
So that was part of the job of doing that was to, hey, can you get these signs? Can you figure it out?
And as simple as it is, it's using players, using communication compared to technology.
Right.
And that's where the line is. And that's where we saw, the ruling come down. You can't use technology and cheat that way. But
no, when the Astros did that and you knocking on the trash cans and doing all that, no, that's no. And you can't use, cameras and out in center field and all that. No,
buzzer underneath the jersey, stuff like that.
But if it's between the lines, that's fair game.
Yeah. If you're on second base and you figure it out and you can give that information, give that edge, because everyone's trying to win.
Right.
And that's not cheating. That's just good. That's just heads up baseball.
And again, if it wasn't there, you would not change your signs. You wouldn't throw 3 different signs down.
Right. When there's no one on, you're just casual.
Right. So it's coming. So for this person to write it's Bush League, I think that no. I don't know about this one. It says sitting on the bench when you're not playing. Getting injured is tough. Not only does it mean you can't do your job, but it can prevent you from feeling a part of your team. It makes you feel like an outsider. Therefore, most guys still show up and sit on the bench. I don't know what that kind of an unwritten rule. I don't know about that one. Don't cross the mound. I do agree with this one here. Pitchers have tough jobs to get all the glory when they get going well, flack when things are going poorly. So there's a lot of rules. Have to be respecting the pitchers. Here's a shocker. One most infamous for breaking it, A-Rod. They were talking about him doing stuff. But he crossed Dallas Braden's mound during 2010 season on his way back to first after a foul ball. You do not walk across the mound as a player.
A-Rod did. I'm on the same article as you are. And, he's in here a couple times. He was kind of infamous for breaking some unwritten rules. So
but you don't walk across the mound. That's kind of sacred territory out there.
There's a reason it's
guys
different
go and they manicure it and they want it. You don't want somebody's cleat mark coming through and doing something
like stepping on the foul lines before the game. You don't do it.
Now here's one. I never was a soccer guy. Kick the ball out when someone's injured. So
I'm pretty sure I think that's pretty normal, especially like on all the televised games, because you see a guy go down, especially if you know it's real.
If you know it's real, not the flop.
If it's a flop, then you're continue playing. You're like, hey, come on,
Yeah.
get up.
Yeah, but when you really know he's hurt.
Yeah, you're not going to take advantage of a guy being down and you're just going to kick it out.
And I didn't realize this in reading this, and the guy says even better is an unwritten rule that whenever play resumes, the team that kicked the ball out of bounds gets it back.
Yeah.
So, because if you're kicking it out to stop it to help your guy,
right?
You lose possession, so the other team gets it. But if you do it to help them out, when play gets back, that team will give it back to them to say thank you for doing that. So that's
sportsmanship.
Yeah, exactly. I like that one.
Yep.
Don't yell to distract infielders. There's another one for A-Rod.
There he is.
Yeah, that one. And I remember doing it. You don't do that. I mean, talk about Bush League. You got an infield pop up and you're hollering as you're rounding the bases.
I got it. Nope.
Yeah, no, that you don't do that. No, that one is very Bush League, and that one, do not do. Tossing back an opposing player's home run ball.
A fan from Boston did that a couple years ago. To Stanton.
Yeah.
He threw it from the green monster all the way back and hit him as he was rounding second base.
Right. So,
tip of the cap to him.
And it's funny when you look at some of these people that sometimes if they know they're going to be in an area where there's a home run ball's hit to you, you bring another ball.
Yeah.
So you keep the actual one that was hit and you throw out a different one.
That's smart.
I know. That's a good one there.
Yeah.
Then golf, don't walk across the green.
Yep.
That's Bush. Talk about it. I mean, you're going to putt. You're going to have a line. You're going to have somebody walk across your line. No.
Have a footprint in the middle of it.
Yeah, no, you don't do that. Stand up and clap. When somebody gets injured. Yeah, that's kind of
that's just sports in general.
Yeah. Don't steal when you're winning by a lot. Again, that one I can see a little bit of.
That goes into another one that's kind of further down, running up the score.
Yeah,
it's
the same thing.
We get it. You won.
Well, and that's the thing when you talk about the grand slam and all. You don't know you're going to hit a home run.
Right.
You get a good pitch to drive.
Hit it.
Do it. And
you don't know where it's going to go.
Tatis, you don't know where it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But when you got a wide open base and you're stealing and you're trying to put yourself in a better position, no, you don't need to do that.
Exactly.
So, anyway, well, good show this morning.
Yeah, it was fun.
Chuck had a blast. Don't forget to tune in on Monday. John Roberts and myself, Jeff Bowman, will be back. Make sure you keep tuned here all day. Got DA coming up next. Pat McAfee until noon, and then Huge coming on at 3. Make sure you tune in for that right here on 96.5 The Cave.
We are so grateful to our local heroes, those serving our community every day, to the people working at our grocery stores. We are encouraged by your bravery as you keep our homes stocked with food. To our first responders, how we are grateful for your courage when you come to the need of our community. To our medical personnel and their support teams, working on the front lines to combat this deadly virus. Words are not enough to express our gratitude. So as a community, let us join together while keeping appropriate social distancing and tell our local heroes how much we love and appreciate their sacrifice and the sacrifices of their loved ones. May God's mighty hand protect and guide each of you during these uncertain times.
This message is brought to you by 3-Dimensional Physical Therapy, 3D PT, because people matter.
It's another work day. Did you dread going to work today? Well, work doesn't have to feel like that every week. JTech invites you to apply for production operators now, including a signing bonus, $13.50 starting pay with a raise after 30 days, and career advancement opportunities, attendance and quota incentives, overtime opportunities, 14 paid holidays, plus paid vacation time, health benefits, and a 401k and more. Feel appreciated at work. Go to jtechllc.com to apply. jtechllc.com and get more from your job.
With our 8-year track record of teaching success through Tecumseh Virtual Academy, we are prepared to educate your students. Hundreds of students have taken core subjects and AP classes and gone on to graduate while participating in the TVA Dynamic Learning Community. This year, crossover options are available for in-class and online learning. With equipment and our experienced support staff provided, we invite you to contact Tecumseh Virtual Academy to explore your students' options. Go to TVA Tecumseh online or find our link on WLEN.com.
Even though school buildings are closed statewide for the remainder of the school year, the Lenawee Intermediate School District has been hard at work developing and implementing a continuity of learning plan for our students. This is a unique challenge, and LISD instructors and support staff have worked diligently to provide a variety of distance learning options that best suit the needs of each student. The LISD appreciates your patience and understanding as we learn together how best to serve Lenawee students during this unprecedented time. To view our learning plan and the latest COVID-19 updates, visit lisd.us/COVID-19.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players and get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go Inside the Cave. Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
The best in regional sports from Southeast Michigan. WLEN Adrian, HD2, W243AD, 96.5 The Cave.
96.5 The Cave. Lenawee County Sports.